We have no idea how closely our life in the last days of the history of this world will resemble what we find here in the book of Esther. But what we know is that in the future, in the very near future, some decrees will be issued against God's people. And maybe you or someone you are preparing, your children or yourself, will be placed in a position of authority and having the possibility to do something to deliver God's people. And in order to do that, you or that other person will need to identify himself or herself with God's people. What called my attention in this chapter was chapter 8 of the book of Esther, was verse 6, because she says, "For how can I endure to see the evil that will come to my people? Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my countrymen?" We know that Jesus will come very soon, and that, as I said just moments ago, that some decrees will be issued. We know that there will be a day that will be set up for the destruction of God's people. But before there, many other things will happen, and difficult times will be in place. And just because we know that Jesus will come, everything will end, it doesn't mean that we should not act to defend God's people, to work for its stability, for its success, and for its survival before Jesus comes. So maybe it's for that time that you have been placed where you are or where you will be in the near future, because God has plans for you. Do not fear. Trust in the Lord. Do not fear to identify yourself with God's people in a very clear way. God may open the way. God may give you sympathy from people in very high positions, so that you may act in such a way that God's people may be delivered and may be blessed. But in the meanwhile, while this time does not come, you may choose to be a blessing today, not only to God's people, to His church, but also to those around you. See you tomorrow.